my god, this is like super exciting.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to spook the puppy. He's scared right now because it's storming and he's hiding under my desk and seeking comfort.
This is gonna be my reading journal. It is currently like March 3rd, but I wanted to quickly go over what I've already read this year just so I can go ahead and start tracking it. So in February, I really started wanting to get back into reading. I just felt like really called to it, and I devoured these books. I can't tell you how much I love these books. I have not flown through a series like that since I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. Before that, it was the Throne of Glass series, and that was the first series I've flown through since like middle school. Ever since then, it has reignited my love for reading. This book is amazing. I love Jude. I love these books, okay? So if you're into fantasy, if you are into romance, if you're into anything like young adult, then get these and read them just to experience it, okay? And like, I tried reading The Cruel Prince last year, and I read probably like this much. I just didn't go back to it. I finished other books. Then in February, I started reading it again, and I'm so glad I did. Oh my god, it reignited my love for reading so much. So if you're in a reading slump especially, and you haven't read these, and they're just beautiful. I've been looking at this book. This is like a hard left from fantasy, but like, what even would you call this? I mean, this is real life for sure. This is like pioneering research that transforms our understanding of trauma and offers a bold new way of healing. Like, it's amazing. Like, this book is incredible. I just started reading it, and I feel like, I mean, to me, that's like a pretty good bit. I'm really excited about it because it's a thick book, 400 pages. It's about trauma. This doctor wrote it. He talks about like his case studies all throughout his life, research he's done, and it's just like really packed up. I just really resonated, and I really can't wait to get to like the healing part where he talks about how you heal with like yoga and breath work and stuff. I'm so into that. So I will keep you guys updated. That's what I've mainly been reading. And then last night, I have to go get it. Last night I stayed up reading Dance of Thieves. So far, I love it. Very intriguing. I'm really into like friendships in books, found family, and it seems like she has really good friendship dynamics so far, and I'm only on page 22, on chapter 3. Feels like she has like this really cool like little family dynamic with her friends, so I'm excited. I hope that continues. I hope to read about that. So yeah, let's start talking about that and planning. All right. Where do I begin? Wow. Well, I guess I'll go in the order that I read them. This book is probably one of the I can't even. This book not only made me feel seen, heard, and understood by a doctor, which is very, very special, but I truly, in my heart, as somebody who has both a passion for spirituality and science and how it like comes together in our full spectrum healing in our mind, our body, and our spirit, our soul, whatever you want to call it, our heart, our essence, whatever. It's all the same thing, but all of it is so necessary to heal, you know. And this isn't a spiritual, you know, woohoo book. This is like a doctor talking about his case studies and talking about ways that he has helped heal and ways he's seen patients heal themselves and get better from some of the most atrocious traumas you can imagine. This book was heavy. This book is R-rated, okay? Like, I enjoy horror. This isn't horror. This is real life horror. And, you know, some of the things that people have been through, it's like unimaginable. And it like, this book triggered me at times, you know. Full disclosure. Let's just go full disclosure. Trigger warning right here. I'll put in a timestamp to when I'm done talking about this specifically. I'm gonna talk about SA, sexual assault, and, you know, things like that. So if that kind of stuff really triggers you, I'm gonna put in a little clip when you can skip ahead and I won't be talking about that anymore. He talks a lot about incest, trauma, and my father is, if you look him up, he's technically I'm not laughing because it's funny. Like, it's not funny. He is a registered sex offender, and a child wanted that. So doesn't get much worse when you're talking about sex offenders, you know? And anyway, so I did, in a way, grow up with my father. When my mother passed away when I was 13, I was taken into the foster care system because my dad obviously was not allowed to raise me. However, and this is getting really personal, but this book made me feel seen because like I really, there's just stuff I never understood and never even begun to like grasp until I read this book. Things I can't put into words, like, you know, and it's not just about that stuff. It's just my favorite thing is that he really goes into the healing aspect too, like why these things work. Yoga, EMDR, that's what it is, right? And the science behind like trauma. Like it's so eye-opening. And I really believe that like the healing aspects, the things we learn on how to heal ourselves that this book talks about, it's revolutionary. It's the future of science. I'm calling it now. I don't care what people say. I feel it in my bones, in my heart, and in my soul that the future, this is the future. I mean, talk about a book review. I know I might sound a little nuts, but there's things he really highlights that just really don't get talked about enough. Like the struggles of trying to get the PTSD diagnosis. He talked a lot about like troubled kids and growing up in like really unfavorable situations. And this book just, and like how to heal from that. Cause that stuff marks you. It really affects you your whole life. Like obviously, but like in ways that I feel like so many people don't understand, but he began to explain into words. So if any of that enticed you, I would go pick up this book immediately. I was looking at this book for a long time. I'm glad I finally read it. It is incredible. Now, in the same month that I read that, so I began reading this like at the beginning of the month, and then at the end of the month, I was like, this is heavy. I need a switch. I need to escape into another world a little bit, and in like a healthy way. And so I started reading this. Never have I ever given a series 5 stars so quick. No, that's not true. This is my first book review. I don't know why I said that, but what I do mean to say is I have not openly sobbed reading a book. Openly sobbed. Just like crying in a blanket on my couch, openly sobbing on my couch because this book just like sucked me in. It threw me left and right. I had no idea what was gonna happen. I truly did not know where this book was going, and I needed to find out, and it left you just enough clues to keep you guessing. I thoroughly enjoyed this series. I loved the romance. I loved the love. I loved the found family. I loved the authentic like trauma that these characters are going through. I really just really love these books. And I'm actually, where am I? I was reading this today. Oh God, did I mark the page? I didn't mark my page. Was it this one? I'm farther than this. Oh, there it is. It was here. This is the book. I have this much left to read. And I'm kind of procrastinating it. And I feel it's the end of the book. Like they had their final battle. There's a conclusion, but like, I don't know. There's a few more pages left, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But anyway, that is the end of the book review.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.